So we were discussing that SPI stands for Serial Peripheral Interface. It is used for applications which require low performance, low power, low cost. So basically this is the kind of applications where we go for PCI Express, Serial Peripheral Interface. It is a simple protocol. SPI consists of only 4 ports. One is called as chip select, which will indicate SPI architecture has one master connecting to multiple slaves using chip select, MOSI, MISO and S-clock. Chip select is basically, it is as wide as number of slaves. If we have 4 slaves, then chip select will be 3 down to 0. MOSI is basically a signal which connects master to slave, and it is basically same MOSI will be connected to all the slaves. Whichever slave is selected, that slave will actively read the values on MOSI port. Understand, here we have this kind of setup. One master connected to, let's say, 3 slaves. The chip select will be 3 pins. Sorry, here. The clock will be distributed. I mean, same clock will go here, will go here, will go here. MOSI also same. Same pin will go here, will go here. Sorry, will go here. Sorry. Same MOSI will go here. Oh, I think I have drawn blue line repeatedly twice. So assume that this blue line is going here also. In the MISO case, it is reverse. MISO case, it will come into single port. This represents one master connecting to slave 0, slave 1, slave 2 using these 4 ports. Which 4 ports? Chip select, MOSI, MISO and S-clock. Chip select is as wide as the number of slaves, whereas MOSI, MISO and S-clock will always be 1 bit only. MOSI, MISO will always be 1 bit only. MOSI, MISO, S-clock will always be 1 bit only. Then we talked about the PCIe transaction flow. SPI basic timing diagram. Let's see once. Is everyone able to listen to me properly? Any issues you are seeing with the audio?
No, sir.
So last time we were talking about this timing diagram. I told you that we could make 10 observations. We could make many observations from this diagram. That is something we discussed in the last session. So what are the observations we make from SPI protocol in the diagram? Address is always issued by master to slave on MOSI. See, this is the address 53. The address always goes as LSB first. At least in this architecture, LSB is going first. Address 0th bit, address bit number 1, address bit number 2, address bit number 3, address bit number 7. Can someone tell me what does this 7th bit will indicate? What is this bit number 7 will indicate? So bit number 7 will indicate read or write. Here it is low, indicating what? That you want to perform a read. So you are indicating that at this address, at 53 address, I want to perform a read. Because you are making it 0, you are saying that you want to perform a read. So this request is going from master to slave. So in the slave, there will be an address location called as 53, which is this 53. So the data corresponding to this 53 will come back to the master. How it will come back? It will come back on the MISO, that is master in slave out. The data will, in this case, the data coming out is what? 46. So in this context, I was telling you that when we are reading location number 53, when we are reading to slave at 53, you are getting the data as what? 46. I took one example that the 53, the real life example. I have some sensor device which corresponds to, which provides different informations like temperature, okay, moisture, humidity, let's say pollution level, okay, wind flow speed, different details, let's say it gives. What we really do in this case is we map this with address of this register. This is mapped to a register buffer. Address is 53. This is again mapped to a register buffer. Address is 54, 55, 56. That means 53, 54, 55, 56. Let's say there is one more. I mean, another 2 you can come up. Can you? What else you can get other than this? Let's say some pressure information. I don't know. There is something. Let's say some pressure information is there, which will correspond to 57. Okay. Let's say some information like traffic flow. I'm just randomly taking. You may ask, what is traffic flow? How do you get the traffic? Some number is there. Let's say 58. So 57, 57, 58. These are all corresponding to. You may ask, what is X? X is nothing. It is as good as writing 8 tick H53. It is as good as writing 8 tick H54. Do not get confused with the terminology X. In this case, X essentially is indicating the hexadecimal convention only. These are the registers which when we perform a read, gives the corresponding values. What is that values they will give is 53 will give me temperature value. 54 will give me humidity value. So on. Are you getting the context? These values are all present in one single sensor. It's like this. I have my laptop or some device. It is connected to one sensing device. It has got different registers. Register 1, register 2, register 3, register 4, 5, 6. This portion will measure the temperature. This has got a thermometer. This has got some humidity measurement device. This has got some pollution measurement device. This has got wind flow measurement device. Different devices. Essentially, this information has to be passed to here. But the problem is, this is a slave. This is a master. So request always has to be initiated by the master only. Slave cannot send the data. Because it is a slave, slave cannot initiate that request. So what we do is, we perform, now we have to decide what protocol should be used to read these registers. Which protocol to use? The problem is, if I use PCI Express, it becomes too complex for a small requirement. Hence we go with SPI protocol. So what do you do to get these values, to get above 6 values? What are the 6 values? Can you tell me? Temperature, humidity, pollution, wind flow, pressure flow, traffic flow. To get above 6 values, we periodically keep reading above 6 registers. Means perform a read, SPI read to 53. Perform a SPI read to 54. So on till 58. In return, we get temperature value, humidity value, so on, using from MISO ports. Master in, slave out port. On the master in, slave out, we get temperature value, humidity value, the pressure value, wind flow value, pollution value, everything we get. That is how the data ends up coming to my SPI master, which will in turn write it into a memory. My processor will read this data, temperature value, pressure value, humidity value, and it will display it to a display board. That is how you see the temperature is 16 degrees, humidity is this much, pressure is this much, wind flow is this much. Did you understood how the whole information is coming to the display screen? This is where processor is present. It has read the information, it has written to display board. Did everyone understood this concept? Did everyone understood the SPI role in this flow? Understand here, SPI is not source of data, nor it is sink of data. It is only a medium for data transfer. What is the data transfer that's happening? Temperature value, humidity value, pollution value, pressure value, traffic flow value, some other information. That whole information you want to give it to the display. So first it goes to the SPI master, it writes it into a memory. From that memory, my processor reads the data and puts it into a display board. If you have understood this, we'll go to the next step. If anyone hasn't understood this, please let me know. Because it is very important. If you don't understand this, you will not understand the further programming. So this diagram, what you see here corresponds to one such read. In this case, let's say 53 is temperature sensor. So what is the temperature? What are you performing read? Temperature or humidity? Can someone tell me? In this diagram, are we reading temperature or humidity? I want this session to be interactive. Someone has to talk, someone has to at least chat so that I find it interesting to teach. Temperature we are reading. So what is the temperature we are getting from the slave?
46 is hexadecimal value.
46 hexadecimal we are reading. Next, if I want to read some other information, what I have to do is I have to create a similar diagram one more, where instead of 53 I'll read what? 54. My slave will return some other data. My slave will return some other data. Okay. Next, that will return me humidity value. Next, I will read 55. I will get some other data which will indicate pollution level. Next, I will read 56. It will return me some other value. So this is how we do 6 such things every 1 minute. Let me again repeat. We will do 6 such things every this one, again one more like this, again one more like this. Totally how many will do? 6 per minute. Are you understanding what does it mean? We are indicating that we are going to read 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58 every minute. So that we get what is the temperature in this minute, what is the pressure in this minute, what is the humidity in this minute, what is the pollution level in this minute. And we keep displaying it to display board. Temperature, pressure, humidity, pollution, traffic flow, like that. So if you have understood this, now we will go to the next aspect. We are going to implement this code now, if you have understood this. Now, how SPI architecture will look like? One master connected to multiple slaves. At any time, master can do transaction to one slave only. Transaction to only one slave. Chip select indicates which is the target slave. Indicates the target slave. 4 slaves means if it is 0, 1, 0, 0 means second slave is selected. 40B 0, 1, 1, 0 means what? Illegal scenarios, because you cannot target multiple slaves in the same single time. And I hope you have understood these observations. I will just copy and put it into the notes once. Now, what are the different phases in this timing diagram? If you see this timing diagram, what are the different phases? There are different phases are like idle phase, where nothing is happening here. This is idle phase. This is address phase. This is idle between address and data phase. This is data phase. Again, idle phase. So how many phases are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to use this during our implementation. Okay. How write transaction happens, all these things. When we go to this code, we'll understand this. Okay. Only one important concept you need to understand is how many registers will be required to issue address with array of addresses. To issue addresses, you need an array of addresses, because I should store 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. For that, we need address register array. When the data comes back, I should be storing the